In 1920, there was one golf course in Durban, the Durban Golf Club as it was then. It's now Royal Durban Golf Club. We'd had a flash flood in Durban, and the golf course, which we all know is inside the Gravel Racecourse, had been flooded. So about a year later, the members of Royal Durban Golf Club, got together and they approached the City Council for a second course in Durban. And it was agreed with the council to investigate where best to put a second course in Durban. And they asked the city whether we could lease a second property for a golf course just south of where the Mgeni River mouth is, and that's where it is today. So the members got together and the clubhouse was first built, and then by 1924 the new golf course had been laid and people were starting to play golf, and that's when Durban Country Club hosted the first of its 16 South African Open Championships was in 1924. It was vibrant. It was a place where people used to have weddings there, functions, golf tournaments, tennis tournaments, and it was really a place where you could socialize and enjoy what Durban had to offer.
So obviously, leading is important, and especially at an iconic place like Durban Country Club, one of the top 5 clubs in the country, without a doubt, could well be in the top 3. It's certainly a privilege to be in that position and do what I have to do. It's a big organization. It's important to understand it's all about members, and so we have to ensure that we look after the membership. We have to provide service. It's critical, because your member is coming back week after week after week, and he's making sure that you and reminding you of how you have to do things. So leadership is important, and I've embraced it. It's not always easy.
We've got a very dynamic board of governors that sit as the leadership of the club, with Gary as the general manager, and it's a new board of governors, very dynamic. And stemming down from the board, we look at the management team, instill in them a sense of pride, duty, responsibility towards the club, always keeping in mind our heritage as well as our current business model and our future strategy. And we've got a very good set of staff. We've got in excess of 140 staff members at the club. We try and run the business from a financial point of view as a business, as a corporate entity. We have to go back to the fact to always bear in mind that we're a club and we serve our members who pay subscriptions annually in order to come and utilize those facilities. So it's a fine balance, and the staff, which is very positive, have started embracing that.
I think the old adage, make sure that you make your staff happy, they will ensure that the customers remain happy, and I think that's something that we strive for.
All the staff members proudly wear the Durban Country Club logo on their shirts. They display the passion, the culture, the vision of the club, and they understand that they work in the club environment. When it comes to hiring of staff, we've got to make sure, we've got job descriptions for everybody. We've got to make sure they have key competencies, and they obviously constantly evaluated to ensure that they display the values of the club in terms of the service and in terms of ensuring that our members get what they ask for. Hiring is done by management team in terms of the staff, where the board get involved when it comes to management placements, where the board has input and sits in on interviews. But we trust Gary, and Gary is tremendously experienced from a club point of view, from a management point of view, in terms of what his mandate is from the board and what he needs, who he needs to hire in terms of delivering and achieving the strategy that we would like to pursue.
So some of the things that we do for our members is we give them 10% on their card, which allows them, whatever purchase they do at the club in terms of food and beverage, they get a discount. We give them venue hire at half the price. So we try and make the value proposition for the member better and better and better.
I think when it comes down to the member, we keep members for a long time. Sometimes you get members that join for a year and leave thereafter. It's finding that balance in terms of retaining your existing loyal membership base, coupled with attracting new members and also trying to retain them at the club. And again, it's a difficult balance. The country club as a brand is very strong, and people have high expectations of it. So it's a very difficult task, but it's something that we're quite positive about as a group, as members of the club, and we hope that people are of the same mindset in terms of their lifestyles and their choices that they make in terms of spending their disposable income. And when they attend or when they join as members, see the value of being a membership. I think, John, you'd be able to assist being a member for 58 years in terms of retaining membership.
I think what the country club has done to many, many Durbanites over many, many years is it's almost looked upon as your second home. It's a place where you can go to at the end of the business day and meet people and socialise and chat about the day, and then go onto a tennis court, a squash court, a bowling green or a golf course and play sport over the weekend. And it's brought people together not only through sport but through functions and society. And it's a place where you're made to feel very, very welcome. You go to the country club and you feel, first of all, this is an iconic club and it's a special place to be a member of. And the members are proud to be members of the Durban Country Club, Kamlesh. And so that's what I feel that members get out of being a member of the Durban Country Club.
There are a number of successes that the club has faced over the years in terms of retaining a large number of memberships, in terms of retaining its status as a top-class golf course globally, in terms of a venue for weddings and functions and 50th birthday parties, and we're still very successful on that front. But over and above that, the tennis section is run in terms of offering lessons for young kids and adults alike, offering the facilities where we've got the best floodlit tennis courts in Durban currently, as well as the squash courts which have been refurbished. We've done things right to cater for the market in which we operate, and are constantly doing what we can to attract the market that we wish to attract as members of the club, to utilize the facilities.
I think the big thing is the golf course. That has been a major success. We held the South African Amateur last year, just as I arrived at the beginning of March. And I met with one of the representatives from the Golf RSA, and he last played in a SA Open 20 years prior to that. And he said to me he's never seen country club in such good condition.
I just think that it's maintained its reputation over 75 or longer years. And people all over the country, when they hear there's an event at Durban Country, they come down to enjoy their game of golf. And that's what the golf course offers.
15 years ago, there was no Florida Road, there was no Glenwood Village, there was no Umhlanga Village. When somebody wanted to go out for dinner with his wife on a Wednesday evening, it was the grill room at Durban Country Club or the Hermitage restaurant. Times have unfortunately changed. Now you've got 60 restaurants you can choose for going for a romantic dinner, or you want to go for a pizza with the kids. We are trying as Durban Country Club to keep up with the market and provide those type of facilities so that the family also says, yes, we want to go out for pizza with the kids, let's go to Durban Country Club, or I want to have a romantic dinner with my wife. But it is a market that's faced increasing competition, and it's become difficult from a trading point of view, and something that we work on very hard in terms of ensuring that we still maintain our strong membership base and attracting people for different sort of functions and outings.
And especially in the economy that we find ourselves, where money is tight. We can't just go and increase subscriptions year after year, but costs are rising. So we have this continuous problem where we got to balance everything to ensure that we give the members still the best experience out there.
And another large challenge lately has been the emergence of housing golf estates. So obviously our membership has taken a huge, well, any membership to any club, you got to provide, like Kamlesh said, an incentive that's really worth them coming out of these housing estates to come into our Durban Country Club. So the iconic status is there, but is there value add for the family? And it brings back to our future strategy of being a family-orientated club.
The word that comes to mind to me every time I think of Durban Country Club has to be iconic. I believe that word is bandied around a lot, and it's a word that's used all too frequently. However, if I think of Durban Country Club, I have to think of iconic. Visiting country clubs all over the country and visiting different golf clubs and golf courses, I believe what we have is iconic.
I think I'd use fellowship. It's a place where you can meet people from different walks of life, different circumstances, different financial positions that they might have in the city of Durban. But it's one place where none of that is discussed. You're meeting someone for the first time, and he's a member, and I'm a member, and you've now made a new fellow.
I'd say unique. Like he said, it's all inclusive now, and that's the beauty of the club. And to me, that's a unique experience, whether it be in the bistro, on the golf course, on the squash court. I mean, we have a gym there, and to me, the entire experience is always unique, and that's what keeps me going back and back, and that's where my passion for the club has been built.
I like awe. I'm in awe. I think that's really what sums up my understanding of Durban Country Club. I'm in awe of it.